What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at y'all with another video, man. And tonight, man, I'm going to talk about the NFC wildcard matchup. You had the Dallas Cowboys beating the Seattle Seahawks 24-22. And before I get into this video and before I say everything I gotta say, I just want to be serious for a little bit, man. I want to send my prayers and my condolences to Allen Hurns. That was a very, very nasty and gruesome injury he suffered, man. And I seen it live when it happened after he got tackled. I'm like, dang, man, his foot is like going the whole other way of his body. So before I have a little fun and pick on the Cowboy fans and mess with them a little bit, I just want to give my condolences to Allen Hurns, man, and I think we all should pray for him. I hate to see anybody go out like that. I'm not a big fan of the Cowboys organization and the fans, but I heard a lot of good things about Allen Hurns. I know he wear the number 17 from those victims in that school shoot, from the 17 victims at the school shooting in Florida. I've heard he's done a lot of good, community work, and he seemed like everything I hear out there is he's a nice guy. So I hate to see that happen to him, and prayers to him in a speedy recovery. And I hope everything goes well. But since I got the important stuff out the way, to all you Cowboy fans, I just want to let y'all know, I don't like y'all. I can't stand y'all. I hate the fact that y'all won this game. I think it was mighty stupid of y'all whenever they opened the doors at AT&T Stadium for y'all running through the damn stadium, running over people like y'all ain't already got a ticket, like somebody gonna take y'all seats. That was one of the most stupidest things I ever seen. It's a football game. It's not Black Friday, okay? But with that being said, early on in the game, Brett Maher kicked the field goal to give the Cowboys a 3-0 lead. Then you had Sebastian Janikowski kick the field goal to tie the game up at 3. Then you had another Janikowski field goal later to give the Seahawks a 6-3 lead. Then you had a touchdown pass from Dak Prescott to Michael Gallup to give the Cowboys a 10-6 lead. Then that was the score at the half. And then in the second half, you had a Russell Wilson touchdown run, including a 2-point conversion run by Mike Davis to give the Seahawks a 14-10 lead. Then Dallas came down and you had a rushing touchdown by Ezekiel Elliott to give the Cowboys a 17-14 lead. Then later on, you had on a 3rd and 14, just a crazy how, like, I don't know if it was that beautiful of an executed play or if it was just that poor of defense. But on 3rd and 14, Dak just the seas open for him to run for an easy first down and get down to inside the 2-yard line, where he ended up sneaking it in to give the Cowboys a 24-14 lead. Then you had Russell Wilson hitting J.D. McKissic on a touchdown, and they also converted a 2-point conversion to cut the lead to 24-22. And I know they was missing Sebastian Janikowski, but then you had probably the worst onside kick in the history of football, in Pop Warner football, in Pee Wee football, high school, college, NFL. You probably seen the worst attempt of an onside kick in the history of football when this guy Dixon tried to drop kick the ball and basically did a little pooch punt to Cole Beasley, and he just went down. And that was it. The Cowboys ended up winning the game 24-22. First off for Dallas, like I said, I don't like y'all, but I gotta give them credit. They came to play tonight. They ran the football good with Ezekiel Elliott. He had clearly over 100-something yards rushing. Amari Cooper had a couple of big catches in this game. Michael Gallup, he had the touchdown and stuff like that. And defensively, they stuffed the Seahawks rushing attack. The Seahawks came in number 1 in the NFL at running the football, and the Cowboys completely shut down their running game. And they got some pressure on Russell Wilson. They didn't really sack him like that, but there was pressure in his face where he had to get rid of the ball extremely quick. And that last drive, I mean, that was a playoff clinching drive. You up 3 points. The other team got a little bit of momentum. They're trying to get off the field. Then they get 2 pass interference calls, which they both were the right calls. You can't argue with those calls. And then that 3rd and 14 play, that's the difference in the game. You stop them right there, you make them kick a field goal, you probably go down, score, and win the game. But that credit to him, I don't think he's a great quarterback. I don't shy away from that. He had a crucial interception in the end zone early in the game. But one thing I can say about him, he is going to compete. He's not going to back down, and he is going to try. And he's going to be emotional and try to give his heart and everything into trying to win the football games. And that was that was probably the clutchest play of his career up to this point. That 3rd and 14 run for that first down. And they ended up getting the onside kick, and there you have it. They get the win, and they're going to move on. For me personally, I hope they play the Rams next week because that means my Eagles win tomorrow. I want us to go to New Orleans next Sunday and let them go to the Rams next Saturday night. But basically, they're gonna play either the Rams if we beat the Bears, or they're gonna play the Saints if the Bears beat us. So congrats to them. Congrats to you, Cowboy fans, on winning y'all 3rd playoff game in about 20-something years or whatever. And as far as the Seattle Seahawks, I didn't like their offensive game plan like one bit. I understand at times you got to stick with the run. You don't want to abandon the run, and I get it. That's how they got there. They've been running the football all year long, and that's what got them to make the playoffs. But I can't count the amount of times on my hand that they ran the ball on 1st and 2nd down and waited till 3rd and long to throw the ball when it's an obvious passing situation. When you got guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory can pin their ears back and come after Russell Wilson. Like, I felt like his offensive coordinator didn't help him enough tonight by being more creative on 1st and 2nd down. The couple of times I remember they tried, they got aggressive on 1st down. They made some plays down the field. But after that, they just overdid it with the run game. I understand you don't have to abandon it, but bruh, like, do some play action passes on 1st down sometime. Like, you ain't got to drop, like, run 1st, run 2nd, throw on 3rd. Mix it up a little bit. And especially some of these calls late in the game, it didn't make no sense to me. Shout out to Russell Wilson, man, because I felt like he played against his offensive coordinator also. Late in the game, you got a 3rd and 7, and you try a draw play. Like, put the ball in the hands of your best player. Put the ball in the hands of your leader. Why is you insisting on continuing to try to run into this brick wall when you should be trying to spread this ball out a little more? Tyler Lockett is a good receiver. I know he didn't have a good game tonight, but Doug Baldwin is a good receiver. Did you see that toe drag swag catch he had on that 4th down? I mean, you got to use your players. Like, you got to let Wilson come back and sling it around like they did against the Chiefs. Granted, the Cowboys defense is a million times better than the Chiefs defense, but still, and I granted you was at home then and you was on the road now, but you got to be more aggressive on offense with your play calling, like and on early downs. I felt like that cost them tonight. Defensively, I felt like a couple of breakdowns here and there and some unfortunate penalties, but I thought they actually played okay on defense. KJ Wright with that big time interception. Bobby Wagner made some plays. With the exception of that last drive, they played pretty solid on defense. They really did. To say, they got a lot of young players on that side of the ball, they fought hard and they competed. There's nothing they should hold. The one thing that's going to eat the Pete Carroll and the Seahawks, Ken Norton Jr. and their defensive coaching staff is that 3rd and 4 down at that 3rd and 14 run by Dak Prescott. That was an absolute bone-crushing backbreaker. The season just ended right before their eyes on that play right there. You stop them, you got a good chance of still winning this game. But it be like that, Shout out to Dallas. They made the plays at the end when it was time to make plays. But for the Seahawks, it was a good accomplishment, I feel like, for them making it into the playoffs. It wasn't much expected out of this team at the beginning of the season, losing Richard Sherman, knowing they wasn't going to have no Cam Chancellor, even losing a player like a Jimmy Graham. and Michael Bennett, who came over to my Eagles. And they got back in the playoffs, got a 10-6 record, and got in the playoffs and was competitive. They fell short, but they was competitive tonight. And for me, they got to continue to improve that offensive line. They got to continue to improve that offensive line. I think they solid at the running back position. Obviously, they're good at quarterback. They maybe could use another tight end. They could probably use one more receiver, consistent receiver to go along with Tyler Lockett and Doug Baldwin. And defensively, I feel like they're all right. Like defensively, they're all right. They got some young pieces that they got great experience today. They gonna get more and more experience the longer they play, and they gonna be all right. I feel like they're okay on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, they could just add to the offensive line and probably add one more receiver slash tight end or both of them if they possibly could. But a good season by the Seattle Seahawks getting into the playoffs, and congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys and their fans on making it to the second round of the playoffs. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all tonight. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go and give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have NFL content throughout the season. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.